and welcome to our December energy update. My name is Corey Davidson, and I'm joined here with Peyton, who channels the Pleiades, and with Yaila, who does our energy update. And I will be doing the astrology with a card reading this month. So if you haven't been here before, that is what we do. Every month you will see our energy updates. So let's start with, who would like to go first? I'll let you ladies choose. Okay, Yaila, you go. Yaila. So much for choosing.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to our energy update. If you haven't tuned in before, my name's Yaila, and I just tap into the collective energy and do a live reading as we speak. So I will have my eyes closed from time to time. So let me just connect in with you really fast. And I always like to ask for a blessing for those of you tuning in. Creative all that is, please bring forth information for your highest and best good. Please guide me with clarity and accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm getting some very muted colors for the collective. I'm kind of getting like a brownish maroon. So when I ask what the maroon color is representing, it feels like there's a lot of outside energy impacting our kind of the elements that connect to our root chakra. So your root chakra traditionally is going to be a nice bright red color, and that has to do with your foundational things. So it's like how you're making money, where you're living, those foundational structures in your life. And whenever I see kind of darker colors like a maroon or something that's a little bit more muted, it lets me know that there's outside energies that are impacting that. So when I ask, why is the collective energy more of a maroon color? It feels like it could be kind of a different story for different people, but it feels like some of those foundational structures will be moving and changing for a lot of the collective. So maybe changes in career, maybe changes in the money flow, maybe changes in where you live, possible changes in relationships, like those foundational relationships. So it just feels like a lot of change, and there's outside influence that is causing that. So that's just kind of generally speaking what I'm seeing the collective. And I did see a little bit of like a brown color in there too. And that when I'm asking what that is, it feels like there's gonna be a lot of people going more inward, and I don't want to say the word isolating, but just a lot more quiet downtime is how they're going to be choosing to spend their time. And that can happen throughout the holidays, but it feels like this holiday season in particular feels like a lot more people are going to want to keep it more mellow. And it could be because they have so many different things in their foundation moving and shifting and changing that they're just like, you know what, let's just lay low for the month of December. So that's kind of the general senses of what I'm getting. So I always like to ask for what is helpful to know for you tuning in for the month of December 2024. What's helpful to know? The biggest thing they're bringing through is, with so much change afoot, a lot of things, you're going to look back at the month of December is what I'm hearing, and just realize how many things have shifted and changed. And it feels like we're doing that kind of for this whole year of 2024. It feels like, you blink and all of a sudden we're in a brand new month, and just looking back, you're like, wow, all of these things happened. And it feels like December, that's really going to be kind of the overall consensus. So what they want you to watch out for is not to focus on the challenges of changes, but being grateful for how you make it through the changes, if that makes sense. So they want you to watch out for where you're keeping your focus when it comes to, in the midst of change. Are you focusing on doom and gloom and what's not working and upset that it's not how it used to be? Or are you focused on a new fresh start? And are you focused on being grateful for what is actually working, those relationships that are helpful and supportive, having the money to pay for, maybe something does come up. So where you're focusing will really impact your month of December, because it does feel like a lot is going to be moving and changing, even though you may want to stay mellow and chill and kind of low key for the month. It feels like a lot of changes are going to be popping up. So let me just kind of see what to watch out for December. The biggest word that they're bringing through is confusion. So watch out for situations that can cause a lot of confusion for you. So you might be getting different information from either people, places, or things, and it could start to have you feel confused about how to navigate through that. But what the guides want you to be aware of is trusting your discernment. You want to listen to your inner voice. You want to listen to your body. You want to listen to what energetically feels good for you. Does your body say yes, or does your body say no to certain scenarios? This is not a month to try to decide with your mind. It's going to be a month to listen to your gut instinct and listen to your emotion. What does your heart feel? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel good in your body? Go with that. So what to watch out for is it can get a little confusing with some outside influences trying to sway you in different directions, but they want you to make decisions on your own intuition. So really going within. And so maybe that downtime that the guides are guiding you to take for the month of December will help you really hear your own inner voice, your own inner wisdom. Let me just see if there's any final messages for you for the month of December 2024. I love this message. It's what the guys were saying was it's all happening for you. So whatever is going to happen for December, whatever might get swirled up, whatever might be confusing or might be a little bit more challenging to navigate through, what your guides want you to know is everything is happening for you, for your highest alignment and for your next steps. And so even if it is kind of a hard transition time at the moment, it's all happening for you. And that's also a thought that you can remind yourself of as well, to try to keep yourself in the positive. It's all happening for you. So you never know why things start up. And even if, something you're very comfortable with is changing, change, is not always easy, but in hindsight, when we look back, and I'm hearing the month of February, things will really come into a clear picture as far as what needed to move and what needed to change for this month of December. And you'll just be really grateful of like, okay, I actually see now in hindsight that this was actually for me. So let me see if there's any final words of wisdom, final messages for you tuning in for December. Final words are just being able to keep the faith and being excited for what's to come, because we are going to look back this time next year in December 2025 and be really excited for new foundations and things that we're planning. So we're kind of in that, getting the soil fertile is kind of the image I'm seeing. They're almost like tilling the soil and getting things ready to be planted and ready to grow. But this is just kind of the dirty part, right? Like you're digging in the soil and you're going to have to start rearranging some things before you plant the seed. So we're kind of in that digging phase, that preparatory phase. And you're going to look back this time next year and be really excited for the seeds that you planted. So that is what I have for the month of December. Peyton, what do the P's have to say?
Hey y'all, happy holidays. I'm Peyton, and as Corey mentioned at the beginning, I channel the Pleiadians. So when I asked the Pleiadians what their message was for the collective for December, they said they wanted to offer us some holiday survival tips, because the holidays can be, let's just face it, a stressful time for a lot of folks. And even if you're someone who loves the holiday season, it can be a lot. So the P's wanted us to understand as we go into the next month or so that a lot of people are going to be at their breaking point. So they wanted to help us navigate some of the strain and stress we may be seeing kind of manifesting during our December. Because what happens as we go through the holidays, we start to get around family again, and a lot of us start to revert to our old self, right? To that 15-year-old version of you as soon as you were back in your mom's house. We tend to go backwards in our progress. So the P's wanted to offer us some guidance in a very simple tool to help you if you are getting triggered this holiday season. So the first thing they wanted us to know are the themes of the month. And they said that December is going to be all about accountability and authenticity. because they wanted us to remember as we start to interact in all of our holiday festivities, all of our, obligation events and parties and family functions, that we are responsible for ourselves and no one else. Because so many of us, when we start to get around family and work colleagues, we want to fix people. We want people to be different than who they are. And when we are expecting someone to change, to make us happy, to be different than who they are, the P's just wanted to remind us that that just means we're sliding into judgment. So what they wanted to offer is a little tool if you find yourself getting triggered this holiday season. So one thing you can do if you are going into a family event or function and you find that that relative is pushing your buttons, and let's face it, no one can push buttons the way family can, they wanted to offer a simple tool. So as you are standing there having that conversation or sitting at the dinner table when all of our favorite topics like 3D stories and politics come up, that one thing that they would encourage you to do is to send love to the person that you're talking to. Just imagine that there is a beam of light shooting out of your heart chakra, that you are sending love to that person who is on your last nerve. Because a couple interesting things happen as you do this simple little tool. The first thing is you stay neutral. So rather than matching energies, which the girls and I have talked about many times over the years, and sinking down to that lower frequency of getting annoyed, getting frustrated, if you focus on sending love to that person from your heart, it will keep you in neutrality. And what does that do? It keeps you on your highest timeline. So you're not sinking down your vibration to get aggravated, angry, frustrated. So it's really going to help you to not get sucked in to someone else's lower vibration. But a second thing that happens as you send love to someone, when you would otherwise be kind of tempted to downward slide into aggravation or irritation, is it's going to diffuse the crazy. So if you have those family members who love to stir the pot, who love to get into the guilt, the criticism, the ridicule, and so many of us have families where that can happen, what happens as you start to send love to your family, whoever it is that's pushing your button, is you diffuse the situation because you're not syncing your vibration to match a lower vibrational offering. So what happens is you drain all the energy out of that negative encounter. So what happens is if you don't drop your vibration to meet that person who's making you a little nuts, then what happens is the other person tends to lose their steam because no one is feeding them with fuel of aggravation and pushback. They're not getting the reaction they want out of you. Or one of the two of you will walk away. The situation just can't continue if you don't match energies. So what this does is it keeps you on your highest timeline, just through this simple little act of sending love to people. So what happens is it's a way to set boundaries with people in a very loving way. Because when you hold your frequency, your vibration, you force everyone to rise up to meet you. Because the reverse is what usually happens. We get around people, we start to remember all the aggravating times we've had with them or the times that they have stressed us out, and we drop our vibration like a rock. But if you're sending love, you're not doing that. So it's a very simple little process. The P's gave this to me about a year ago when I was going through some stressful family stuff, and I started playing with it, and it completely changed the tone of the interactions. People who never got along fabulously. All of the argument just dissolved. It was really like a magic wand. So this simple little tool can be helpful for you if you find you're around tempers flaring this holiday season. And so many people are struggling. There's a greater than average chance that at some point in the holiday season, you're going to bump into someone who is in a mood. So trying this little tool can help you diffuse that while staying in love and being in service. Now, the second little thing that the P's wanted to mention about our December energies is that the most important thing is authenticity. And this is something, again, kind of hard to do around family sometimes. A lot of us have just not always had the easiest time showing our family our authentic selves. Because in so many family dynamics, everyone has a role, right? You've got the good person, you've got the person who likes to stir the pot, you got the person who likes to bring the guilt. And what happens is a lot of us are tempted to not show who we truly are when we're around our family. But authenticity is the most important energy as we move forward. As we're seeing in the world right now, anything that is not based in authenticity, it is like a neon light is shining on it. We are seeing where anything is not in integrity, where there is anything that is not for the best of all, we can't hide anymore. And as light workers and star seeds, we are the leaders, we are the way showers. And so if we aren't being authentic, nobody's being authentic. So we're being challenged in the December energies to be as authentic as possible. And it can be a bit of a challenge if you're not used to it, that we felt, many of us, like we've had to protect who we truly are, what we really believe over the years. But the time for that is over. We can't lift up and be of service if we're not being authentic ourselves. So those are two of the things that we're going to be seeing kind of as themes in the December energies. And it is time for us to take up space, to take your rightful place wherever you are. The days of hiding are over. So this is a little tool and tip that you can kind of play with around the holiday season and just see how it changes your interactions. A couple times I have played with it, it has been a game changer. So the P's wanted to make sure that y'all had that in your back pocket for all of those holiday events that you have coming up. So that's what the P's wanted to share as their December message. I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season. Corey, what is going on in the astrology?
Oh, ladies, I just love you so much. And wow, the astrology. Well, it always coincides with both your ladies' messages, which is never surprising and yet a little surprising. So I am Corey, and I do the intuitive astrology with, I'm going to pull a card or two at the end to let us know what can support us through the cards. So December 2024, first half of December is Sagittarius season. So Sagittarius is, we have our token Sag, which is Peyton, and it's adventure and travel and philosophy and beliefs, and sometimes the open mouth in-foot syndrome. Open mouth in-foot syndrome. Sagittarians speak the truth, and sometimes it's not very popular. And then the second half is Capricorn season. So Capricorns is integrity, the goat that keeps climbing the mountain. And it's an earth sign. Sag is a fire sign. Capricorn is an earth sign. And we've had the last 16 years, Pluto in Capricorn. So Capricorn does rule those top-down structures and government, schools, but it is the sign that continues to stand in integrity and keep moving forward. Business, work, that's the Capricorn. So on the 6th of December, and actually before I get into that, December, you know, you've heard me say it every month, pretty much, is that, you know, we are tearing down old structures. And we recently Pluto went into Aquarius. So for all of you Capricorns out there, and Sagittarians actually as well, It's been a big relief because Pluto is the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, and any hidden secrets that are to be revealed regarding that sign is always revealed. And so we've moved into Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius, and it'll be there for the next 20 years. This is a generational planet that affects generations. And we are in energies that we have never experienced before. All the aspects, all the planets and their alignments and degrees, none of us have ever experienced before. So if you're feeling like a fish out of water, so to speak, or very much in the unknown, welcome to planet Earth. That's where we're at. So on the 6th of December, we have Mars going retrograde in Leo. Mars is that output energy. And Leo is the energy of the heart. It's ruled by the sun. It's a very dynamic sign, the Leo. And Mars is that output. So when it goes retrograde, and it will be retrograde until the 23rd of February next year, we're going to be going into snail's mode, is how I like to call it. And it doesn't bode well with the dynamic Leo. So watch out for brat attacks, because Leo is always very dynamic and upfront. And when Leo cannot be center stage or dynamic, brat attacks might happen. Frustration, of things not moving fast enough. So we're going to be in Mars retrograde till February. So patience is required. Mars is that planet of war, that output energy. Leo's love. So choosing love over war is how I'm seeing this energy. Neptune is going to go direct in the month of December on the 7th. And Neptune in its home sign of Pisces is all about the water, right? So we talked about the water. The ladies talked about water. And water is ever changing, okay? And we have seen when Neptune was in retrograde, we did see floods. And because Neptune is in its last degrees of Pisces, which is its strongest, we're probably going to see more floods on the world stage, because it's going to switch signs. I believe it's March of next year. It'll go into Aries. But being in the last degrees and it's going direct, we are probably going to see floods. More floods, I should say. However, it's a very spiritual energy. And so all those inspirations that you had during Neptune retrograde in Pisces, we can move forward on. So I remember saying that Neptune retrograde in Pisces was about your spiritual journey. It's a great time to take classes or adventure in a new spiritual direction, or just explore new spiritual modalities. So now that it's going direct, all that inspiration that you got during that time, you can move forward on it, which is really wonderful. And then Mercury is going to go direct. So we have a lot of planets like going from retrograde to direct, from direct to retrograde. It's a very topsy-turvy energy, because when planets change direction, there's always disruption, so to speak. So, but Mercury is going to go direct in Sagittarius. Oh, we like that. We like that a lot because Mercury is the mind. You know, Mercury rules like the computers. You know, we had a lot of the technical difficulties before we started. So Mercury is travel. Sag also is travel. Communication, Mercury, the mind, communication. So it going direct, Sag loves to travel. Sag loves to adventure. Sag loves to explore different belief systems. You know, Sag is always that higher mind that is always searching for. It's the seeker. So Mercury going direct in Sag. Travel, adventure is abound. Oh, and any of those belief systems that you've been questioning or investigating or just looking into, you might find that they might resonate with you a little more. Or you may decide, no, don't like that. But belief systems are really going to come up as well when Mercury goes direct. And then we have a full moon in Gemini on the 15th. And it's also going to be conjunct with Jupiter, which is the expansion planet that is also in Gemini. Gemini is about making choices, facts, knowledge, teaching. So having Jupiter in Gemini with the full moon in Gemini is just, it's an expansive full moon. So it's full moons are about getting rid of what no longer serves you. And it's going to become very clear. No questions or small hints. Jupiter's going to really expand the things that no longer serve us. So it's going to be making choices. That's really making lots of big choices during this full moon. And then on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn, and it's also the winter solstice. So happy birthday, Earth. It's the Earth's birthday and winter solstice. And so sun entering Capricorn is also getting things done. Chop wood, carry water. All right. Chiron is going to go direct on the 29th. Go direct in Aries. And so Chiron's the wounded healer. So all those wounds that you've been revisiting, the shadow work, it's about the shadow work. We're able to implement the changes, appear our new selves out in the world and within ourselves. So Chiron going direct is wonderful. And then on the 30th, we have a new moon in Capricorn, which is actually perfect for the new year. Like, what is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to manifest? It's great in Capricorn because Capricorn is the manifester. It's the manifester. Also, on the 1st of December, if not in the United States, but if you're in another country, it's also a new moon in Sagittarius. So we energetically have 2 new moons this month. Overall, December is going to be a month of shadow work, as if we haven't done enough already. But we're going to have a lot of shadows come up, especially during the holidays, right? They come up anyways when you're with family. So thank you, Peas, for that message. It's going to be a lot of shadows are going to come up. So instead of using them to battle someone else or even yourself, send it love. Send your shadows love and release them and let them go, because we are moving. We are still in the end of the end. We're in the fourth quarter. If you're in America and you know what football is, we're in the fourth quarter of the shadow work, getting rid of what no longer serves us and standing in, yes, our authentic selves. And it will be very clear what resonates with you and what doesn't. And we no longer have to go along with the things that don't resonate with us. We're now being our sovereign selves, our authentic selves, and being more comfortable with just who we are. And if you find that you're not, Jupiter in Gemini, remember, thoughts become things. So be very mindful of your thoughts. All right. So here's a card. I'm picking it from the top of the pile. Can't make this stuff up. Release negative thoughts. Maintain attention on the present moment. Staying in the moment. Increase situational awareness. He's talked about that. Improve responsible thoughts and actions. And it's black obsidian. So the crystal to help support you in December is going to be the black obsidian, helping us all to still release all the negativity, the shadows, the things that no longer serve us. It will help support us do that work. I pay attention to what is going on around and within me. I am attentive. So, black obsidian, it will absorb the negative energy and help keep you grounded. I love it. All right. And one more from the Keepers of the Light, Kyle Gray. Love me my Kyle Gray. Okay. Transcendence. Rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So this is Lord Shiva. And we are all transcending. We are transcending. We are now Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto is about transcendence. It's about transformation. And transformation. Oh. So remember, and here's that new moon. We have 2 new moons energetically in December. So transcend those negative thoughts, transcend all those wounds into love and light. We are moving into energy of love and the heart, being in the heart space, not the mind space. So that is what I have for December 2024. Ladies, anything else? All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. We really are so grateful to be able to do this work another year. I cannot believe it. We've been doing this for several years now. And so we're so grateful for you watching, for liking, subscribing to all of our channels and supporting our work so that we can support you in your life and your spiritual journey. So until next year, 2025, bye for now.